Hey y'all, what's up? Hey y'all. Hey. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Okay. Perfect. Happy Monday. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. You're welcome. How y'all doing today on this great Monday? All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Air Frozen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hi, Collective. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. Okay, a couple announcements before we get into this good read today. Don't forget to grab this book here, a copy of your book. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. This book is readily available for purchase on Amazon. It was a book created by me for myself and others as well too that have went through many extreme bouts surrounding narcissism. Okay, so I'm just spreading good information, good insight, and good intel surrounding the many aspects surrounding narcissism here, because like I mentioned before, it is a pandemic here, and yeah, we definitely there's gonna be some big changes surrounding that foolishness. Okay, if you want to get on the podcast here, I'm still going through emails and stuff like that. If you're serious, only serious inquiries. Okay, and yeah, if you want to get on the podcast, you can reach out through the form and you can sign up in that way. Also, if you want to get into the Wisdom Beyond Wounds group, that group is also on Facebook as well. And also, if you would like some form of private services from me, my information is in my bios, in my link tree, and it's all over my social media accounts. Okay, so let's get into this read here. Channel message here is they can't stay underneath the radar because they need to prove a point. So the point that they need to prove is that they're still in control. And we all know that they're not in control anymore, or they never were in control. It was a false reality or a falsehood of being in control here. So they feel like they have to prove a point, and they will prove their point. The point they will prove here is that they are truly guilty in regards to what they have done towards you here. Okay. So I were able to do some research and I broke it down for you guys to understand and to be able to consume and digest the information that I'm giving to you guys here. So basically, when a narcissistic individual is exposed in any way, shape, or form, their entire strategy of control begins to unravel. Okay. They can't keep hiding behind the facade, so their behavior shifts in noticeable ways, of course, towards you, and then also the people that they have recruited to come up against you here. Okay, so examples of this some examples of a narcissistic individual starting to kind of like shape shift in that kind of way. They overcompensate. Yes, they do. They overcompensate with attention seeking. So they need people to feel like that everything is a-okay, everything is copacetic, nothing is going on with them. So they tend to overextend or overcompensate themselves to kind of make sure that people don't really see what's going on. But yet again, guilt is making them tilt here. So because they have felt like they have lost control or lost grasp of the illusion that they thought was true here, they suddenly love to, or they may tend to become much louder in their appearance, in the way that they speak, in the way that they do things, in their actions and things that nature here. They become more dramatic towards other people here, or they may overly react or become active in spaces where they used to remain very calculated and subtle. And those spaces are basically the people that the audience, we'll say it that way, the audience that they have congregated here to look at you in some kind of weird way here. That same audience here is now questioning them or looking at them very questionable to the tune of why they're acting in certain ways in regards to how they're acting here. So instead of blending in, they start pushing themselves into the spotlight to redirect the narrative. as I mentioned to you guys before, your energy is always going to speak for you. You don't have to say anything. You normally just have to just show up. Just show up in the actionable way. And your energy will speak for you in such ways. They don't know how to do that because they're not a person that's very authentic, or they're not truthful with themselves here. So they, again, they have to put on some form of a false, or some form of false parade or facade here, to ensure that people are seeing that they are still in control of the narrative, and they're not in control of the narrative. Okay. Next one they may do is they may tend to boost up smear campaigns and gossip here. So once their image is threatened, they begin spreading rumors, or they continue to spread more malicious rumors here because they want to get the heat off of their back here. So they may spread rumors, they may lie, they may say half truths about the person who exposed them, meaning you here. Okay. This exposes them further because people notice how desperate and excessive the behavior becomes. Okay. Next one is rage and impulsive outbursts. Once their mask, has completely fell off of their dirty face or their ugly face here, they now lash out in a very unpredictable way, which makes other people concerned. Why are you doing that? Why are you keep talking about this person? Why every time we are having a conversation, or you're amongst us, and when I say us, meaning the audience that are talking to the narcissistic person here, they're like, well, why are you acting like that? Why you keep talking about the collective in this way here? So it starts to bring, ping off. Their antennas start to go up in this way here. So they may lash out unpredictably in a group setting, in public arguments, in online rants. Okay, so like for me, I'll use me as an example. I use all my platforms to the best of my abilities in a very positive way. But I know I do have some hecklers that come and go, trying to see if they can kind of get a ride out of me. So that's just an example. So if they see someone like me or yourself online, and you're spreading a good word, or you are spreading positivity here, and they don't like that, well, then they'll put something negative to kind of like distract a person from speaking something positive, or you know what I mean, that kind of way. So that'd be like an online rant, or they may cry behind the scenes, or they may have like a full-blown tantrum behind the scenes here. It's basically because they're not able to contain themselves. Their inability to keep composure gives them away. Okay, so this is what you actually want for them to do. You want them to act like the fool. You want them to act like the clown. You want them to crash out. It is what it is, because that's the only way they're going to learn, is if they crash out. Next one is they shift roles too quickly. So 1 minute they're cool, calm, and copacetic. Then when they realize people are onto them, they just shift dramatically in that kind of way. So they jump from victim to hero to savior in rapid cycles. So they constantly have to keep manipulating and pushing through the many masks that they have. So it's like a drawer of masks. Thank you. Oh, that's pretty. Thank you. They have to go through many, so they go, let's say they have their drawer full of masks, and they have to pull this drawer out. And I'm like, okay, well, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, they're on to me. Okay, what can I do today? All right, well, let me be a savior today. Okay, yeah, no, that ain't working. Okay, no, let me play victim today. No, okay, no, let me play hero. Like, it's like they're malfunctioning in front of everyone to see, because they don't know which mask that they can wear anymore, which mask is going to hide their true intentions from the world here. So this brings forth a point of view of them being very inconsistent here. Again, a malfunctioning, right? It draws attention because people see that their pattern doesn't add up anymore. So people start to become questionable surrounding this person's behavior here, okay? Next one is isolation and paranoia. They may start accusing others of betraying them or spying on them, cutting people off before being cut off themselves. So when they know that they're truly guilty here, and they know that people are on to them here, what they're going to do is they're going to try to beat that person to the punch, despite them speaking ill or negativity or gossip towards you to that person or group of people here. Well, now they have to try to reel in the big fish, or kind of reel in the control here, and they'll do that by just start cutting people off. So then that will also raise a question surrounding the narcissistic individual. Oh yeah, they just cut me off, and I started asking questions, and you know what, they acting real funny, they moving real different, and they don't really seem too well, and they don't want people to see that, so they will cut you off before they can cut them off here. Also, this is actually paranoia in this way here, because they're caught And it shines a spotlight on the fact that they know they lost control. Okay. And again, that's what you want for them to have or to do. You want them to lose control. I know that may sound very harsh and I know that may sound very brash, but when it comes to dealing with a narcissistic person, this is the energy that you have to be in or you should be in. Very brash, no energy, don't give no anything like that, because if you give an ounce of a in regards to them here, they're going to feel like that they can take whatever they can from you because you give them an ounce of, you know what I mean? You give them an ounce of a care, or you're trying to be genuine towards them. And when it comes to these type of individuals, these unstable, mentally unstable individuals here, you can't give them no chances. You can't give them any love. You can't give them any energy. You just have to let them be. I'm so serious. Just gotta let them be. Next example that they would do is they'll start to confess. Hear me and hear me well, eh? They would start to confess or start to overshare in regards to what they've done. But the confessions are normally false, or it is riddled in falsehood. So they will start to overshare about small flaws or minor flaws or mistakes to make themselves look humble. And we all know they're not humble at all whatsoever here, hoping that it will distract from the deeper exposure that other people are seeing here. But normally it often feels very forced or calculated, revealing more than they intend. So I'll give you an example surrounding a narcissistic person. You're fully aware that they're very narcissistic and just very vile in nature here. And you call them out in regards to their vileness that they're trying to push onto you here. So you'll call out something that is the truth, and it will hit a nerve or it would trigger them in a very profound way, right? Then it will start to come back at you and they'll say, oh yeah, well, it was because of my childhood, and yeah, and my mom didn't love me, and my dad, like just foolish stuff in this way from their perspective here. They're trying to victimize themselves so that way people can get sympathy or feel sympathetic towards them here, because they don't want people to see them falling apart or more so crashing out here. So at the end of it all, when you just kind of stay quiet and just let them talk here, they're losing the facade surrounding their the calculation of them being in control here. Okay, hey. Next one here is they're trying to desperately repair their image. So they suddenly rebrand themselves, okay? New hobbies, new friends, new locations, a new city, a new town, anywhere that no one knows them, so they can recalibrate or redo this thing, but just come out bigger and stronger with their narcissistic, foolish ways. Or sometimes they may tend to have like a sudden interest in like spirituality or religion here. An example would be if you're dating someone that don't have an ounce or a lick of ounce when it comes to spirituality or a religion background here, what they would do is when they realize that someone is deep into their spiritual practices or the religious practices here, they will use that to more so kind of like mesh or come together or connect in a way. So they'll let you talk. If this is a completely new person that they have found, like a new supply, and that person could be talking about, yeah, you know, I connect with the Lord, I connect with my spirit, or whatever, however, you know, many different ways you can put that, right? And they're realizing that person has some form of a connection to a higher source of power here. That clicks off like a light bulb for them, like, aha, okay, they don't know me. I don't know them as much, but I do know that, you know, they're into their practices, spiritual, religious practices. And then they want to try to kind of get themselves together or connect here, so that way they can kind of more so like blend in. They're going to blend in here. Or they'll try to say that they give back to the community, anything to get the monkey off their back here. So basically it's the speed and the art of the speed of them being very artificial here is very important to them. So it makes them more noticeable instead of hidden. So this is why they cannot stay hidden. They can't stay underneath the radar, because they have a point to prove. And the point that they have to prove is that people are going to see just how guilty that they are. That is the point that they have to prove. Let them prove the point. Again, you don't have to argue with them. You don't have to fight with them. Acknowledge them for the filth that they are. Speak your truth or operate in your truth, and just leave them where they need to be. Leave them to their own devices. And when you leave them to their own devices, then you're going to see Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Bing bong. Okay. So they can continue to watch you. They can continue to use fake pages and fake profiles and things of that nature. We don't give a flying F, karmic narcissists. We don't care what you do. But what we do know here is that we know that we trigger you profoundly. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. We know that for a fact, which is why you can't stay underneath the radar. Karmic. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay, talk to me, Spirit. What's up? Yes. Yes, exactly so. They can't come towards you and they can't blame you. And the more that they attempt to blame you is the more guilty that they look. So even if they want to blame you, let them blame you. Who freaking cares? Let them do what they need to do. But if they feel like that they're going to get away with this, they had another thing coming here, child, because you're not playing with these individuals at all. You're not playing with them at all. And they're realizing that they basically awakened, or they unleashed the beast within you, which is your confidence. Yes. When someone sees that you're very confident, sometimes some people may think that you're very overly confident here. They feel like they created some form of like a monster in that kind of way. And they're trying to see how they can get you to get back into a very still state, or a very stagnant state, or a very quiet state here. So that way you don't exude that great quality of confidence that you exude. So sometimes it may come off as very beastly, or very brash, or very aggressive in these ways, and they don't know how to handle that. Well, you should never poke the bear. It is what it is. Karmic. They should have never poked the bear, child. Better learn to leave things alone. Okay, what else, Spirit? Force field. Yes. They consistently wanted to live in your force field or be in your energetic field, okay? I'm pretty sure y'all heard that space, stay away 6 feet. That's for a reason, okay? Your auric field is 6 feet. Well, I ain't gonna go too deep, but I'm just gonna stay surface level. 6 feet, that's how it extends. It can extend more if you do more. If you work on your aura, if you sit in meditation and you do what you need to do, it can extend further. But initially, and more so, normally it's about 6 feet. I'll put it in that way without going too deep here. And they felt that because that you weren't aware, this is what they thought to assume. They thought that you would never know that they were energetically trying to sabotage you. You were aware, you stood quiet. They thought that you would have never known that they were trying to energetically attach to you. Again, you were aware, you just stood quiet there. You just waited for the right boom or the right moment to basically showcase who you are, or to exhibit who you are. And the moment that you stepped into the light of your confidence here, it put them in a very bad position that they can't get out of it. Yes, now they're envy. Who cares? They could be envious all they want. They're only envious because they got caught. And envy is green. They're green with envy. And that's all you see all over their body, all over their face. They have a very smug face. And they could be smug all they want. Anyone that carries a energy of being smug or very envious or very jealous or whatever, eventually they're the ones that's going to stress themselves out. Eventually they're the ones that's going to make themselves sick. Let them. Just let them. Because they're the one that look like the plum fool. Someone's name is Austere. 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 A-U-S-T-A-I-R. Or it could be Austere. A-S-T-A-I-R or E. So take that how that resonates. whoever this resonates for, you may have just left a Catholic church or a Catholic background, or maybe you grew up Catholic. Someone's name could be Kathleen or Kathy. We have a confirmation here. Okay. The confirmation here is the envy that they have towards you, and people are seeing it. And people are blown away just how deep and far and wide that this person was willing to go here. And they only played themselves at the end. Complaint is here. Now they want to put in the complaint. Oh, the collector, you should listen to the collector. The collector know what they talk about. But yet you were sitting there talking behind our back here. And you thought that was fine. That was honky-dory. And that was so laughable. And it was so hee-hee and ha-ha. Now that the truth is finally out, now you want to backtrack and say, don't listen to the collective. We don't know what we're talking about. So yet again, as I keep asking you guys, Divine Collective, which one is it? I mean, it's damn if you do or damn if you don't when it comes to these individuals here. They want to complain because of how people treating them. What about how they were treating other people? So yeah, their well-being of whoever they are or were or what they thought they were is fractured. Every part to every aspect of them is very fractured here. They have so many fractures within themselves. They don't know how to fix or heal themselves. Thank you, Bella. We have femme fatale here. For whoever resonates, they do feel like you come off as such. For the women that I'm speaking to here, you're too strong to maintain, or you're too strong to kind of put into like a cage type of position or mindset here. You're too hard to handle. You're too hot to handle. They can't manipulate you. They're telling people that you're dangerous. They're telling people to stay away from you, that you can't be trusted. But people, more and more people are drawn to you because they're crashing out. That's why more and more people are drawn to you, because they're crashing out. It's like they're hiding something. What else, Spirit? They say, liar, liar, what? Pants on fire. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Police is involved here. And despite them having the backings of the police, and I'll break this down in this way here. Yes, this narcissistic person, they may have worked for the police, for a police precinct, or they may just have ties or connections to the police precinct. That's fine. Who cares? But what they don't know is they don't have the whole, we'll say, support of everyone. And they even say FBI. You see the big brothers and sisters on this thing right here? They say FBI on here. Okay? So despite them may only having access to, let's just say, a precinct here, there's levels when it comes to, well, they're not, I mean, it's levels to this, okay? So once the police can't fix, or they may have exhausted their resources, then it goes up, then it goes up, and then it goes up. You know what I mean? So this is more like a federal level right now, if that makes sense. So yeah, they may have had the backing from a police officer here, but they don't have the backing of a federal, from a federal perspective, if that makes sense. And they're scared out their mind. Because not only is this person who could be a cop in trouble, yeah, it's an internal investigation that's going on. That's what happens when people tend to abuse their power. Why is it that this person, and this is not for all police officers that I'm speaking about, I'm specifically speaking about this particular negative person here that is a part of your story or experience, okay? I want to make that very clear. But nonetheless here, they thought because they were, I guess, backed by the blue here. Thank you, boo. They thought that they were backed by the blue here, that the blue would completely back them in this way. And not everyone is negative, if that makes sense. There's still good people out there. There's still good officers out there. And you have lucked up in regards to your case, your experience, your story here. You've lucked up or now want to be connected to a precinct or some form of a department here that see it from your side. And that angers them. Not only will their badge be revoked, they will no longer be able to be a police officer anymore. So take that how that resonates. It's not going to resonate for everybody, okay? Now they're in the hangman position. The boys in back of town. The boys are back in town. It's a Beach Boys. Somebody likes Danny DeVito. Okay. We have mistaken identity theft, and fraud. They were very fraudulent in many ways, shape, or form here. This narcissistic person here. You could be an Aquarius, or maybe an Aquarius have done this to you because the star represents Aquarius, if that makes sense. So take that how that resonates here, okay? I'm wishing on a star. They keep wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing upon this star here, and they're not getting anything from this so-called star that they keep wishing upon here. They're the one that hang themselves. It could be a, you know, a literal thing. It could be a figurative thing. Y'all take that how that resonates. Okay, look, prayers in reverse. They trying to pray themselves out of a mole hole or a mud hole or an ant hole or an avalanche hole or a volcano hole. You see how it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They started with an ant hole or an ant hole mound. And then they eventually, gradually, the lies got bigger and bigger and bigger. You ever saw an ant mound when it's not disturbed in its complete pure essence? It can get pretty big, especially here in Texas. It gets super, super, super big. It's like a reddish type of, like a mountain type of thing when you see ants in that way. And they just graduated to bigger mounds or bigger holes here, and they can't get out the hole that they created for themselves here, and the world is seeing. You were the backup plan, but they can't back up to you. Yeah, you were the backup plan. So if anything were to fall apart, or if they felt like that they had an opening to come back into your life towards the past here, they thought that they always had easy access to you, and they don't. That door is completely shut, bolted, boards all over it. It's they can't get back. They just can't get back towards you here. Yeah, missing piece. Hey, LaRonda. Hey, boo. You were the best kept secret in that kind of way. For them, from their point of view, yes, they thought that you were the best kept secret, where they didn't want anyone to interact with you or be around you. Okay, granted, we get that. But from this perspective, when it comes to you here, yes, you were the best kept secret when it came to the truth. You were the missing piece to the puzzle here that they never expect or anticipate for this whole thing to go viral in this way. So Lainey Lou states on TikTok, I've not forgiving anything yet, none of it. And you don't have to. I'm being so for real with you. You don't have to if you don't want to. And hear me when I say that here. Okay? The reason why I say you don't have to forgive them here is because you can still be able to move forward and not forgive a person. Hear me out. Once you're able to release the situation for what it is, meaning it don't affect you, it's not going to cause no harm to you mentally, physically, psychologically, financially, emotionally, etc., etc., etc. Leave that forgiveness in the void. Just leave it there. because now they're thinking, or now they're going to always think if you're going to forgive them. And if you're not talking to them, you completely deaded them, you completely ignored them, and you completely move forward in that kind of way here. Well, now that space of forgiveness is just in the void there, and now they're kind of second guessing themselves. Well, will they forgive me? Will they? I don't know. They're going to self-sabotage themselves. Leave that forgiveness in the void. Let them figure it out. So that's one way. But if you decide to forgive, you can. But just make sure you forgive for you and not for them. So take that how that resonates. Okay. All right, let's see what else. So we have love notes is in reverse. So they're going to try to love bomb you to come back into your good graces. Not going to work. Yeah, that ain't going to work, y'all. That's what they feel. They feel if they love bomb you, that's going to seal the deal. Contractor-wise, if that makes sense. Like I said, you can do what you need to do, boo. I just gave you a few suggestions. That's all. Whatever you decide to do, I support you. Okay, just give you a few options. That's all. You all need to do what's best for you. Like I keep saying. Okay, if you coming over here, I'm just here to guide you back to you. Okay, and as I mentioned before, we all have many different point of views, perspectives, which I do respect. Okay, I respect your point of view and you respect mine, and that's okay. I just want y'all to get back to who you are wholesomely. That's all I care about. That's it. So yeah, I support you whatever you decide to do. I sure do. So we have return to sender here. Okay. So the lines that they keep shooting out towards you here, now it's hitting back like a boomerang. Maybe somebody could be using a boomerang. You could be practicing with a boomerang. Maybe you could be from Australia. Hey, Australia. Hey, down under. Love y'all. Okay. But with this return to sender here, yeah, they got hit with the Uno reverse. And they're like, oh, wow, I don't know what to do. And yeah. So now the glass house that they love to be in, because everybody could see past the glass house, all the glass in this house is broken. Every glass that they had, that they thought that they were safe from whatever, is completely broken, or we'll say shattered in that way here. Okay, we do have the death card here. We have judgment. They ain't looking too good here, okay? They ain't looking too good. Death and judgment, they ain't looking too good, okay? What that say? Time's a ticking. Tick-tock, karmic. Well, what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do, karmic? So it could be a brother that's doing this foolish things towards you. Take it how it resonates here. Okay, a brother figure could feel like you're way too strong for them. They can't handle you. They don't know how to tame you at all. So you put them in the deficit here in regards to them feeling very weak or weak-minded or weak-spirited. But that's because of the repercussion that they decided to take in regards to the actions that they took here. So because of the actions that they took, there's strong, severe repercussions, basically what I'm saying. So we got repercussions, we got viral, we got the tower, and unfinished business here. There's no unfinished business when it comes to you. You finished the business. They brought the business and you finished it. They wanted you to stay with the business. They wanted you to stay in the lines of the business that they were giving to you. No, sir, and no, ma'am. Okay, that's their business. And if anybody is trying to bring their business into what you got going on, no, ma'am, and no, sir. You don't have to accept that at all. You can let that thing ride to the side. Okay. So unfinished business is in reverse because you finished it. So take that how that resonates. Okay. They're looking for a way out, for somebody to help them, and they want you to help them after they after they after they try to set you up. After they saw you struggling. After they realize you needed help. Now they think they got unfinished business with you. Yo, please make this make sense, okay? We have investigation here in poison. They were very poisonous to your well-being. They were, and people have investigated that, and other people are seeing that here. They're seeing their evil plot. It's very laughable. That's why I keep calling them clowns, because they're very funny in the way that they, you know, in the way they try to do things towards you here. Just complete 100% tomfoolery and foolishness. Sudden changes here to the illegal activities that they try to push or thrust onto you here. They can plot all they want. They can do whatever they want. Just like how you could do what you need to do. See? Fair exchange ain't no robbery, boo. We got Aquarius and bad luck. A low vibrational Aquarius is going through bad luck here. Belong to the streets, or they're going to be in the streets because they gambled coming up against you here. Remember, they thought you were so meekly and weak, and that you would never stand up to them, and you don't have the backings of other people. You don't need the backings of other people when it comes to your truth. Yet again, the truth is what it is. Does that make sense? You don't need the backings of other people to speak your truth, because that's your truth, that's your experience, if that makes sense. This is what they thought or assumed. Well, they don't have anybody, meaning you. You don't have anybody. You don't have anybody in your corner here. Who's going to believe them? Well, clearly, if you're telling your truth, or you're telling your story, and you're speaking your story to someone who can't understand and comprehend that, yet again, that's not your people's. So again, you don't need other people. You don't need a group of people to speak your truth. You don't. That's what they thought you needed, and you did not. But they needed a plenty of people and a group of people to speak their lies. Not so. So who are they fooling over here? Not the collective. Intuitive. Okay, you are in control of your mind. You are in control of the messages that are coming towards you here. You are in control of the downloads that you are receiving from however way y'all do y'all thing. God, Jesus, universe, divine, spirit, ancestors. However way you do your thing. Your control, you have control of self, basically. And because you have control of, yeah, see? Because you have control of self here, they can't affect you. And it's causing some form of like a cancer through their body. It's like you not believing them, you not trusting them in many different ways here is starting to eat away at them, or eating them alive in this way. No communication. Okay? Hidden agenda is in reverse. The agenda is not hitting anymore. It's exposed for everyone to see. This is why they're stuck. And they can be stuck all they want. Yet that they're stuck, they're still trying to plot. And I don't think that will be in their best interest here. I'm just being so for real with you. It's not going to be in their best interest here. And they're realizing that. Every bit or plot or plan that they're still trying to inflict or impose on you here is just going to remain, or keep them remain in a very, very stuck and stagnant situation here. They've lost friends. Okay, they lost a lot of friends because the friends are taking the heat or getting heat for being around this person. They don't feel rooted by the community of people that once believed what they said about you. They don't feel rooted. They don't feel safe. They don't feel secure. They don't feel protected by those same group of individuals that were once listening to what they had to say. So this is why they feel very rageful and very impulsive with their outbursts here, because they're trying to charm others. Oh no, that ain't true. No, don't worry about that. And they're looking like, but that is true. Man, so you gonna believe me? You gonna believe them over me? I mean, that's a guilty conscience right there. If it's true, you don't have to say any of those things. You get on your soapbox, you speak your truth very confidently, proudly, and loudly, and you get off your soapbox and you go about your life. And you just watch the tumbling come down after you speak your truth. You don't have to fight back. You don't have to argue. You don't have to do any of that, because you know the truth for what it is. A truth never needs a fight. The lies do. People fight to keep lies intact. People fight to keep lies in a certain position, not truth. They're the one that's trying to fight against you. You don't have to fight with them. Secret is in reverse. They're not realizing this. And now they're suffering in silence because of it. Oh well. Should have never lied. It's that simple. Trust the process here. So they even have people in their circle here that's going to sue them for lying, because their livelihood has been affected or has been affected here. So we have liar in legal matters. The people that once believed the foolishness, the foolish jargon that this narcissistic person was saying about you here, they're now wanting to take this person to court. So this person has many legalities coming from left field from every person or most people in this setting here, or group setting here, that they thought that they can trust. Narcissistic individuals only trust people that believe their lies. Narcissistic individuals only trust people who believe their lies. The moment that the moment that they learn the truth is the moment when the narcissistic individual is going to slide away. You're going to see that snake energy come out in this full form, and they're going to slither away because they know that they're stuck. And not only that, and only stressed out as well too. Okay, that makes sense. We have jealous here. Okay. And anger issues, and also lack of confidence. That's the shocking message. You see where I'm going with this? They never stood a chance when it came to you. They never did. They knew that. They knew, which is why they kept poking the bear. See, their point of view, their way of thinking here is that if they keep trying to push down lies or push lies down your throat, that it will keep you in a position of becoming stagnant or staying stagnant to the point where you won't be able to manifest. But joke's on them. Joke's on them. That's the shocking message. We have siblings here too. Could be a sibling that is afraid of what's going on. So if you lived with this sibling, or you were raised with a or many siblings, take it how it resonates here, they never seen the side of you before, but yet again, they kept poking and prodding the bear. Oh, this bear would never wake up. We can just do whatever we want. We can abuse this bear. We can say whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. This bear would never awaken, but you finally did. So now what? They can't handle the ferociousness of your truth that your confidence speaks for. Your confidence speaks for you. It truly do. And they can't handle that. It's too bright. So that's why they are afraid. And also confused, which is bringing forth a major tower to their lies. Capricorn. Could be a Capricorn that's unemployed and going to jail. Low vibrational Capricorn, unemployed because they wrapped their whole time, effort, and energy into you to the point where they lost their job. I mean, days upon days and weeks upon weeks. This person's not getting a good night's rest. This is a low vibrational Capricorn. Okay, take it how it resonates. They ain't getting no sleep whatsoever because they're so fixated on you. So they lost their job. We have jail here. You separated from this. It don't have to be a Capricorn. I'm just going by what the cards say, okay? Take it how it resonates. But a person that you disconnected from completely 100% here, you separated from them here, they're jailed within their mind. Mm-hmm. Could be a Libra, however it resonates, man. Oh, man, they so pitiful, child. They are so pitiful, child. What else, Spirit? What's that? Competition is in reverse. Uh-huh. You blew them out the water without even trying. You blew them out the water without even trying. Could be a Leo. However it resonates. This isn't the same he who laughs first, laughs last, or something like that. Oh, however the thing is. However the saying is. Basically, you gonna have the last laugh, okay? Yeah. You gonna have the last laugh. And you better make sure it's a hearty one. You hear me? Thank you, boo. Miss Blacklisted says on TikTok, he who laughs last laughs the loudest. Thank you. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. I know they thinking about their life. Oh man, what did I do? I should have never did that. You should have left well alone. Karmic. You should have left well alone. And you should have went about your frowsy life. But no, you want to stick around and you want to project your filthiness and your nastiness onto the collective. And you think that the collective is supposed to just, they think of you like a trash site. They just going to dump all their traumas and all their foolish things onto you here. And you're supposed to just live in this smelly space or smelly environment because they said so. No. If something smells in your home and you literally can smell it in your home, are you going to let that trash sit there? Or are you going to be proactive and you're going to do what you need to do to clean up that trash and that filth and take it outside? Which one are you going to do? Something smelling so foul in your house, like, oh wow, something don't smell good. Food rotting, food, whatever is, you know what I mean? It's spoiled. You're going to take the time, the initiative to clean it up to ensure that that smell doesn't linger through your home. You remove the trash. That's what these narcissistic individuals are. Sorry, but not. They're trashy. It is what it is. Because all they bring towards others is filth and funk. That's all they bring. We have freak here. She was a freak. Boy, was it neat. Yeah. That song called, I think it's called Freak. I think that's by Bootsy Collins, I believe. It's a song from the 80s. We have Freddie here. That's emotionally exhausted. I see I'm triggering a few people, quite a few people on YouTube. And I am so here for that. Lord, man, I'm so here for that. But anywho, we have emotionally exhausted here because anytime I know people trying to throw their little nasty daggers onto them, first up, I bind you to your nastiness and your foolishness. So if you're thinking that you can project your stuff onto me, I send that back to you 1,000,000 times for, and I bind you to your own thing, your own nasty ways of living, your own nasty mindset. Everything that you do negatively, I send that back to you 1,000,000 times for, and I bind you to your own foolishness here. So you ain't hurting nobody but yourself. But anywho, we have emotionally exhausted here, okay? And they're freaking out. Impulsive. That's normally what they do when you speak too much truth. They become too triggered. Oh my God, stop talking truth. I gotta say something negative about you. So they become impulsive and they look like a fool, a big one. A big fool, a big plum fool. We got secret lover here. There is a secret lover that's plotting on someone from the past here. So if, let's say you were in a connection at the time, and they had a secret lover, that secret lover is actually trying to get them set up or trying to impose some form of a harsh something here, because they're also receiving the heat. So we have abusive and secret lover here. So this narcissistic person who feel that they can do some form of something towards you in a negative way, well, it's happening to them by the secret lover, because they're not paying attention to the secret lover, and the secret lover feels some type of way that this narcissistic person is putting all their time, effort, and energy into you, and they feel disrespected. So they feel like that the only way that they can get control or reign over the situation is if they cause some form of a physical something towards this narcissistic individual here, and they don't even see it coming, which is baby, baby. They don't even see it coming. Anywho, let's see what else. Someone's name is Opal or Ophelia. Opal. We do have alcoholic here. Okay. They have money just for that. Oh, they're going to get them a nice drink. They need to escape. They feel like escaping is going to help them to come up with a new plan or a new idea to come towards you, and it's not working. Manifesting is in reverse. It's not at all. It's not working. Fake rich. They're really low on funds. They're homeless. People are aware of this. They're pretending that everything is okay and it's not. So if this narcissistic person, however resonates to your story, they had a home, or they renting, or they were had a mortgage, however resonates, they can't pay their bills, they can't pay their rent, they can't pay their mortgage here. So foreclosure, repossession, or eviction here. And they're pretending that everything is okay, but it's not. And people are seeing that. And that's the worst thing that they want people to see, that they don't ever have any money. They don't have any money. And as I mentioned before, for these individuals here who are hell-bent shape on getting money by any means necessary here, now that people are aware that they don't have the funds here, their mental instability is starting to pop out here, and they're burnt out by it. Yeah. Yep. Sucks to be them. Thank you, Spirit. Narcissist. Yeah. What y'all having for breakfast? Did y'all eat breakfast yet? You know what? Let me don't use this deck. Let me use this deck right here. So the gossip on the street here is that people notice that they love to love bomb. They love bomb the group that came towards them. They love bomb the group. They try to love bomb you. They love bomb anyone that will listen to their lies. And people are starting to see that, or have seen that. No filter. Yeah. So there's no filter. You're just seeing it in its original state, or more so in its authentic state. And authenticity has two states, from a negative aspect of things and from a positive aspect of things, if that makes sense. So from a negative aspect of things surrounding someone's authenticity, you're seeing them, but in their really you know, darker parts or darker aspect of self, if that makes sense, versus someone that's in their authenticity from a positive point of view, where you're seeing the positive points surrounding that tier. Okay. We got toxic love here. Oh yay, thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting, Kelly. I appreciate that. Yeah, so you've ascended past toxic love. And as I mentioned to you guys before, there's no such thing as toxic love. What is toxic love? Love can't be toxic. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. So, but you've ascended from the toxicity of the lust that they were trying to project onto you here. And you see, once this person ascended, meaning you, see how you see all the light or the glory or the energy, you see, surrounding this person, because you decided to take initiative, or you decided to do what you need to do to ensure that your light is being shown. And in the light, you will see the truth. Does that make sense from that perspective? Oh, man. So now they're trying to clout chase truth. How can you clout chase truth? Hear that? Thank you. They're wanting to clout chase truth. They can do that with lies, but with truth, yeah, nah, that ain't gonna work. That's just not gonna work well. Yeah, they're getting a huge wake-up call here. That they're completely encapsulated in their shadows, that they consistently want to fake flex for. They want people to see them. They want people to pay attention to them. They want people to give them attention here. And it's all clickbait. That's all it is. It's just clickbait. And we all know what clickbait is. If you don't, I'm going to explain. It's misleading information. That's what it is. Isn't that what lies are? Lies are very misleading. That's what it is. Uh-oh. Lies are very misleading. And then when you finally find out what the story is, you be like, really? That's what that is? That's what you're doing? That's what you're about? That kind of way? So you're going to be booked and busy in life, however that resonates. But you're going to be booked and busy in life, meaning you taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your affairs, you're taking care of whatever you need to do here. But you're going to be booked and busy. You're also working on your inner child. You're healing that. So like, this is just examples. You are playing double dutch. You're playing hopscotch. You going to play basketball. Maybe you wanted to learn how to play tennis. Now that you have the funds, you can do that. Maybe you want to go sightseeing from state to state. Just examples, of course. But you're doing things that you weren't able to do when you were younger. Things that were suppressed because if you were a part of a narcissistic family dynamic here, you weren't allowed to express yourself. You weren't allowed to do certain things to make you feel wholesome. Now that you're an adult here and you're seeing it for how it is here, now you're able to do what you need to do to fulfill, or to more so bring forth the inner child more so in full circle, or 100%. It's like a cycle here while they have the poker face and just mad. You see that little, you see them angry, how dare you, but they got a poker face though, because they don't want nobody to see, but people are seeing past it. So yet again, they can't stay underneath the radar because they have a point to prove. And the point that they have to prove is that they're guilty. That's the point that they have to prove. And they will 100%, somebody's name could be Sam, but 100% they're going to slam dunk the guilt that they have created for themselves. They sure are. And let them. Let them. That's what they get for lying. Stop lying on people. So now they're in this room or in this space here where they feel stuck in because of the boundaries here. They're like, wait, what's going on? They feel like the room is closing in on them, or they feel like the lies are closing in on them. And the more that the lies keep closing in on them, now you're sprinkling the truth, or you're just dousing the truth, or you're just pouring in the truth from above, because they're in this box mindset, this limited mindset here, and they're feeling stuck, and it's just, the walls just keep getting closer and closer. They feel claustrophobic with their own lies, and something opens up like a little flap, or you know, the top of the box, or whatever the case may be. And they're looking up and they're seeing like this glimmer of light or glimmer of hope here, but that's the truth. So you coming about and you see them in this box and you dousing, literally pouring the truth, and you're like, no, wait, whoa. No, that's too much truth. I can't take this truth. Well, then you should have never lied then, heifer. I mean, you should have never lied. Okay, you should have never lied. What else, Spirit? Hey, Father Time. Ooh, I like how that flipped out. Yeah, sugar-coated. Sugar-coated foolishness. Sugar-coated BS is what it is. Somebody may eat Hungry Man, those entrees for like the microwave. You may love Hungry Man, microwavable dinners. Or maybe that's what you were raised on, or you grew up with, those microwavable dinners. Or maybe that's all you could afford when you were younger. If you look closely here, you see this like a sharp object that is pointing out of the sugar-coated whatever candy. We'll just say sugar-coated shit is what this is here. Because it's like they wanted you to take a bite of this candy here, but there's something that can, you know, that can cut you in that kind of way. Or they feeling cut by your truth. Oh well. Call Zelda. Not the collective. They can call Link too. Y'all remember Zelda, right? Listen, they better call Zelda, call Link, okay? Maybe they can get the little sword, you know? Don't he start out with a wooden sword, then he got to work his way up to get the silver sword, you know what I mean? We got judgment here and boundaries, so they're being judged with no boundaries. It's like open season. That makes sense? They have no protection surrounding the judgment that they're facing now. So again, they don't feel safe. They don't feel protected here. It's like everybody just coming at them. Wham, wham, boom, wham, wham, boom. And they're like, wait, whoa, wait. No, this was never supposed to be this way. It was never supposed to happen. But don't a snake sheds its skin? Doesn't it? Doesn't a snake shed its skin? And you were dealing with very venomous snakes that surround you. And despite you dealing with venomous snakes, they still left evidence behind. So when a narcissistic person tend to do certain things or foolish things in the way that they do, they always leave evidence behind. Always. Always. They're not as crafty as they thought they were or are. Clearly. I'm hearing the Barney song, or maybe you were watching Barney. Remember that song, Kookaburra? Kookaburra sits in the yo gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, Kookaburra, stop. Remember that song? That just popped up. So maybe that was your favorite song. I'm also hearing Teletubbies. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, okay? So maybe that was your favorite song. I'm also hearing Skinnamarink dinky ding, Skinnamarink doo. I'm hearing that too. So again, you're like really fulfilling like the childhood part of you, the wholesome part of you. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that was Lois, and it was three of them. It was a man and two women, or Sherry or Cheryl or something like that. But yeah, I just keep hearing Skinnamarink dinky ding, Skinnamarink doo. I love you. Remember that, y'all? I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. Hey, Sophia. Yeah. Oh man, that bring back memories. Yeah. Oh goodness gracious. Oh man, this is too funny for me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. They funny. We have wisdom is in reverse. Okay. They refuse to accept the wisdom for what it is. And as I mentioned before, wisdom is truth. Okay. And they can't accept it, or they can't receive it, or they can't comprehend it, or they don't want to, they can't stomach it. They can't stomach the wisdom that's being placed out here. Someone's name is Dolores. Wow, that's crazy. So with knowledge comes wisdom, but it's both in reverse. I'm going to put it upright so you can see the picture, but they both came out in reverse. Without knowledge, you can't receive wisdom. Or without knowledge, there will be no wisdom to be had or have. And they're both in reverse here. They thought they were smarter than you, or they thought that they were one of the smartest bears. Maybe they thought they were Boo Boo Bear from Yogi Bear. Did he used to say something like that? I'm smarter than the average bear. Dealing with a real Yogi Bear. Oh man. It was Yogi and Boo Boo, if I remember. And Yogi Bear always tried, he was hungry. All he cared about was his tummy, his stomach. He didn't play about no food, child. He loved to eat something. But he would always steal people's picnic baskets, Yogi Bear. And I believe Boo Boo, to me, from my perspective, I believe Boo Boo was like a spirit or a messenger. I strongly feel those cartoons and stuff that we grew up on, or you were aware of, I feel like they had a lot of profound messages. I say all that to say though, because every time Yogi would try to steal the food or the picnic baskets from the people that were picnicking there, Boo Boo will always step in and would be like, "You shouldn't do that," or "You're gonna get in trouble." And Yogi Bear always got himself in trouble. I think it was like a park ranger, or I believe that tried to always like apprehend him or so. But if it wasn't for Boo Boo, Yogi would have been in a lot more trouble. Yeah, he's like, I'm going hunting for a picnic basket. Yeah. Yes, Boo Boo was conscious. He was. It was like a little spirit guide for Yogi, but Yogi didn't see it in that way. Yogi just wanted to take from everybody and didn't care. That makes sense? So you're really dealing with a Yogi Bear here for sure. They have no guidance. Release is in reverse. This is why it's taking them a hard time to release what they have done here, because they have no guidance. And that's not your fault. That's their fault. So they don't want to take heed to the warnings. That's on them. If they don't want to change their life around, that's on them. So we have justice here. Strong justice. Somebody's name could be actually Justice, or Justina, or Jessica, or Jardin, Jardin. I'm hearing the name Jimenez, 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 or it could be spelled as Jimenes. Someone's name is Crystal, or crystal, could be with a C or a K. I'm also seeing calamine lotion. I'm also seeing Dr. Bronner's ocean as well too, okay? Dr. Bronner's not lotion, I'm sorry. Body wash. Yeah, we have the Three of Swords here. They're done. Yeah. Three of Swords, Nine of Swords. So they jump from 3 to 9 once they realize that they got caught like a deer in headlights here. So they went from 3 to 9. That's a lot of swords. Mental anguish. Oh, really? You met someone related to Dr. Bronner? Okay. Strong Capricorn, devil here. They can't escape what they have done to others. And other people are not letting up on this person. Yeah, the world is against this person. They feel that the world is against this person. And also, yeah, so what they're feeling is correct. They are against this person here. They're like, can you cut me some slack? Negative with the Eight of Swords. They feel like that they can't breathe with the Five of Wands because everybody wants a piece of them, or everybody wants to like argue or like kind of like have a argument or like fight. It could be a physical fight that have broke out about you because they were caught in many lies. They were. And the person that was doing all the lying here, of course, they're blaming you. But the more they blame you, the more trouble that they're going to be in, which is why they're so reckless. You could be making cupcakes, or you could be making like soap cupcakes. Maybe you are an entrepreneur and you want to get into like making your own soaps and your own candles, things of that nature. Herbal soaps. I'm seeing that, and I'm also smelling it. I'm smelling chamomile. I'm also smelling mint and lavender as well too. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm smelling. Maybe you put a lot of it on there, like a lot, like you douse it in there. It may make you cough. Okay. Or your home smells like lavender, or your home smells like some form of a fragrance oil, okay? Or essential oil. You may have a wax, what do you call that? A wax warmer, and you put your essential oil in that. It's like very strong, okay? To the point where you may cough a lot. Someone loves mustard. You may love Dijon mustard or Grey Poupon. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know if that's still out there. But I'm seeing Grey Poupon, and I know that was some form of like a mustard spread. Okay, so you may love that. You may make your own bread. You may love to make artisan bread. Okay, you could be from Italy, or maybe you visited Italy and you loved, you know, the way that they produce their food. So you brought it back to your own home and you started to create in that way. Or you could be from an Italian background or descent. Take it how it resonates, okay? Someone loves Brazilian food, okay? Oh, cool, you're a chef. Oh, nice. Okay, nice to have you here. Awesome. So I'm seeing brioche bread. I'm just seeing many different types of like food things, okay? Brioche bread could be your favorite bread. Okay, what else, Spirit? Tell me more about this recklessness. So basically, in a nutshell, their abusive ways have paid off for them. It has. Because now they're abusing themselves publicly here, and people, yeah, people see it. They're very violent towards themselves. They're very abusive towards themselves. They're very reckless towards themselves here that, yeah, Eight of Swords and Five of Wands. They feel stuck. Yeah, they feel very, very, very stuck. Someone's name is Tawny, Tawny, or it could be Tawnie. Someone's name is Mitchell, Mitchell, or it could be Michelle, okay? Take that how that resonates. Someone's name could be Tanner as well, too, Tanner, or you could be a tenor, Tenor, or soprano, or maybe you sing, like, Lord, alto, soprano, tenor. Or you could be a teacher, T-E-N-U-R-E, tenor. You could be a college professor, or you're wanting to become. That could be your passion. You want to teach others. So you could be a college professor, okay? Or you could be a high school teacher. Again, however that resonates. I'm also hearing the name Albright, A-L-B-R-I-G-H-T, Albright, okay? Or Albertsons. You could shop at that grocery store, and that could be someone's last name, or maybe it could be someone's first name. We have the Ten of Wands here, so recklessly, they're overwhelmed. Oh, okay. Yep. Makes sense. So they're in this box here, and they're trying to kind of get out this box. They're trying to kind of claw their way out this box, but the way that they perceive the box, it's more of like a bolted box, or it's more like a titanium steel box. So they can't claw their way. They can't punch through it. They can't hit it, because if they do, they keep hurting themselves in this box. So their mind is more like it's like a vault. It's an ironclad steel vault that they're in, and they're trying to get out of their mind, but they cannot. So they're going to stay there, and they're going to lose it while they're in their mind, if that makes sense, with the Ten of Wands here. Yep. Because everybody just I'm telling you, they just going to watch that person. They want help, but they can't get the help, or they refuse to. The people that they spoke ill to about you, they won't help them. They're just going to watch them. Wow. Oh, well. Yep, Six of Wands, Six of Swords. Yeah. You're getting relief from this. Oh, yeah. Wow. And I'm going to stop right there. Yeah, I'm going to stop right here. Okay. This is great. This is so great for you. The Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands, and the Four of Wands. This is great. Great, great, great energy for you. Great energy. Page of Cups, great news is coming in. Page represents something new, something like a new beginning here. Something that's formulating into something great. And you are receiving a lot of great news. A lot. And you should take a bow for that. You really should. We have Virgo. You could be, or they could be. However it resonates. We have Scorpio. However it resonates. Someone's name is Trina or Katrina. Maybe you were a part of Hurricane Katrina. Thank you, baby. We have Capricorn here. Thank you for the boom box. We have Aries. Okay. We have Leo. Strong Capricorn was in this as well. Leo was also in this. I think I mentioned Libra before. Gemini. And Scorpio. Strong Scorpio. Okay? You are great. You are worthy. You are freaking phenomenal. You are sensational. You are the damn thing. You are the best of the best, because it's just one of you, if that makes sense. And I really hope that you guys are going to start to live the life that you should live for self, which is nothing but greatness, because you deserve that for yourself. Again, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be whole. You deserve to be confident. You deserve to be all the great things that's within you. And you deserve to live that type of life. So like I always mention to you guys, I am truly proud of you for the ones that are doing the work. Okay. If you're doing your work, I'm truly proud of you. If you haven't started yet, that's okay. But when you start to get on the good path to greatness of self, yeah, of course. So I'm going to give y'all flowers, period. Love you guys. Go out there, be freaking great. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much, TikTok. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love, love, love. Thank you. See y'all Instagram, Facebook. See y'all later. Thank you. YouTube. Mwah. Thank you so much to my My moderators, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being on top of the interlopers today. Y'all are truly appreciated. And also for the others as well into the comments as well. Thank you guys for being here, for interacting as well. You are truly appreciated. Go out there, be freaking great. I'll see you on the next